buzz.
I mean, it's not like annoying.
I'm wondering if.
Is that the rain, maybe?
Let me see. Nope, not the rain.
Oh, there it is.
Do you hear me now?
I can't.
Can't either.
So it's
Solo. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2.
I got it.
Testing 1 2. What happened to it?
I think it's
Oh, there it is. It is buzzing.
I mean, it's not a huge deal.
Let's see if. Where,
Dang, it's windy out there.
wonder if.
Oh, yeah, that did some. Although, was that master volume?
Volume 4, volume 3 we don't need. That
Yeah.
That's the master volume.
Yeah.
Try this. Stereo return. Audio mixer. Testing 1 2.
I can hear you.
Still got that buzz.
I mean, when you turn on, so you turn this back on, it's not as bad. You can't really hear it when you
Right.
have the crowd noise on. So, yeah, I mean, it'll fade into the background. We'll be fine.
No sé. What about Sakamo? Who's this? Mota? Ho. Tokomota ho. Tokomota ho. It wasn't there earlier, was it? Damn, these things are tight. That took care of it.
I mean, we got 5 minutes till that stream's on, so we might just be better off living with it. Damn, really?
Just a reminder, all umbrellas are prohibited from being used in the stands.
You're gonna let him use umbrellas? That's nice.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I
Is
can.
that better?
Oh yeah, it's better.
Better.
Very
Well,
nice.
like the eye doctor. 2 1. Oh,
Like
we
the
should probably
voice.
mute.
Introducing the Galena Park High School's junior ROTC, color guard under the supervision of First Sergeant Anthony Harvey and SFC Daniel Velasco. Rangers of Baytown, Sterling. Head coach by Robert Tudor.
And we are coming to you from Galena Park ISD Stadium. You got Coach Randy Wiley along with our broadcast partner Andrew Carter. Andrew, looks like the weather's changed since we've been up here.
Yeah, weather has changed. That might also change the game plan for both of these teams. But hey, who doesn't love a nice little rainy day football action going on here on a what was a pretty nice night before this happened.
Yeah,
but,
we spoke too soon. The wind is really kicking up, though.
Absolutely.
That may play a factor in this ball game. Got the matchup tonight between the Galena Park Yellow Jackets and the Baytown Sterling Rangers as we tune into our national anthem. Back here at Galena Park ISD Stadium, home of the Galena Park Yellow Jackets and, of course, the North Shore Mustangs. North Shore, Andrew, tonight, Carl and Rick had to make a trip now. Go all the way to Crawley up by Fort Worth. Bring your mic down.
Oops, sorry about that.
It's like I can hear you, but
Yeah.
I can't hear you. So we got a matchup between District 10 and District 9 out of 5A high school football. Galena Park last week in their opening game, and you did that game, you were here for that game.
I was shadowing.
You were shadowing that game. Galena Park had a tough time in that ball game.
Yeah, a bit to the surprise of folks. We kind of all thought in the booth that they'd come out a lot stronger. Evidently not. But hey, that's what these things happen over the course of the beginning of the year, and teams are still trying to find their identity and kind of mesh their roster together. We'll see if they learned anything from that loss to Porter last week and can build on anything.
That loss was a 37-13 loss. Is that right?
Yes, that is right.
Captains meeting at midfield, and the captains, number 77, Ruben Escobar, along with Hunter James, number 16, number 74, Mark Lopez, and number 18, Dylan Boyd. When you look at the captains, Andrew, some of them, most of them from the offensive side, Boyd and James from the defensive side.
Yeah, going to need some leadership from both sides of the ball tonight. A problem that kind of occurred last week was they just left their defense out there for too long, and that kind of gassed them. We'll see if Hunter James and Dylan Boyd can help to mitigate that issue.
When I looked at the numbers, Galena Park had 154 total yards, only 47 passing. Quarterback was 4 of 7, 19 rushes for 111 yards. The third down conversions was the one that really got him, 4 of 11. You got to do a little bit better than that, and had 1 fumble. Combs, the quarterback, Kendall Combs, was 4 of 7, as I mentioned, for 48 yards, a 57% completion. Not bad numbers. Clay and Combs, his top 2 targets, both with 8 receptions. Clay had 8 receptions and 62 yards. Combs, 8 receptions and 41 yards. Mejia, the senior, with 3 receptions and 8 yards. On the, I should say yards, those were carries. Let me clarify that. The catching yards, James, 1 catch, 9 yards. Molina had the big catch for 22. Lopez, 1 catch for 3 yards. Galena Park is wearing the dark jerseys with the gold letters. They will be kicking off left to right. As you watch in, we appreciate everybody tuning in on LSN, Legacy Sports Network, as we are set for a kickoff. One will go back deep for the Sterling Rangers. Number 7 off to the left side. And that is McCarthy on the far right side. Andrew, is that number 6? Can you tell?
Get these binoculars going.
Pump up the big eyes.
I believe so, yes.
And then back deep, one single man. Little liner will be picked up by the left back, and that is going to be number 7. McCarty trying to get to the outside. He has some room out to the 50 and knocked down just past the 50. McCarty with a great return to set up Sterling in great field position right off the bat.
Chris McCarty going to look to him a lot. He's one of those receivers you're going to look for, and he's making things happen early on.
Well, the Rangers last week opened the season at home against Goose Creek Memorial, won that ball game 42-20, put up over 450 yards of offense. And as you mentioned, we were talking before the ball game, Favors had a heck of a night, 327 yards passing. They had 123 yards rushing. Now we'll go to trips formation, 1st and 10, empty backfield, 3 to the left, 2 to the right, motion across will be number 4. Do not have a roster from Ross Sterling. So we'll try to pick up the PA announcer and see if he has a roster.
Number 4, Gerald Atkins with the carry.
Atkins. Put that in your note card. Gerald Atkins, number 4 with the carry. Gets a down of about 5 yards. 2nd down and 5.
Yeah, you mentioned Favors. He had 5 total touchdowns accounted for last
Gain of
week.
5
They're going to
yards.
try and...
That's a pretty good night.
That's a pretty
It's
good
hard to
night
top that kind of
open
night
the
now.
season, yeah, and they're going to try and get him the ball to make plays. Maybe not with the rain early on, but they want to get him going early.
Motion, almost 2 men in motion, but he's a reset. And they're going to go back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Atkins kind of ran into his own guys there. There's a
There's
flag
some
on
miscommunication there. I don't know if they're going to call illegal procedure. I think they will, because the left up back kind of jumped a little bit. 4 on the carry again. Atkins had no place to go. Up front, number 74 on the right side, or on the left side, left tackle, number 70, the left guard. The center is number 55. The right guard is 77. And the right tackle is 65. Trips to the right, 2 receivers left, empty backfield, nobody behind the quarterback. Favors. Also, Andrew, a baseball guy.
Oh, yeah.
Plays baseball for the Rangers. Quick swing pass left side, trying to go to who was the quarterback last year, number 1, John Smith.
John Smith had a pretty good debut as a receiver
You
last
think?
week. He had
I think so.
163 yards and 2 touchdowns. Was Favors' top target in that game.
Him and Hernandez.
Oh my gosh, they went basically tit for tat. 163 for Smith, 161 for Andrew Hernandez.
Number 20, Daniel Moran.
You're gonna have to cover those guys up if you're the Yellow Jackets, and that time, did a good job.
4th down. And back to punt on the 40. Had 2 punters, 3 and 20. Or no, 8 and 20. Let's see who that is.
Looks
Low
like
snap,
20.
that is 20. Miranda. High right kick. Fair catch is called for. It's going to take a Rangers bounce inside the 20. Let's mark it at the 19. So a 3 and out for Sterling after having good field position. Started that drive on their own 48-yard line, but 3 and out for Ross Sterling. Now let's see what GP can do.
Maybe looking to see them get the ball to Kerry Clay. Of those rush yards they had last week, 62 of them went to Clay, and he accounted for their only touchdown of the game. He was kind of the spark play they didn't know they had, so let's see if they get the ball to him to start this game.
Well, you talked about it. They're going to get Clay in the backfield, along with number 2, Cortez. Handoff right side, trying to find a hole. Clay. Gary Clay.
Number 14, Reed Butler on the tackle.
Butler makes the tackle for the Rangers. Butler in that defensive end position, number 14. Second down and 5. Motion across, 2 backs in the backfield, handoff, left side, trying to pick his hole. Get it out to the left side. This drive starting back on the
that was Clay again.
19-yard line.
They're definitely looking to feed Clay early. Let's see if they try and get him on a little screen pass here to get him in space. He's got a nice little burst when he's in the open field. Curious to see what they do here on 3rd and short.
Got 3 yards to go to pick up a new set of downs. Out of the shotgun, 2 backs are in the backfield either side. 2 to the right, tight set on the left. Handoff is faked, and Combs, the quarterback, no place to go.
Yeah, maybe got a little too fancy on that play. I understand wanting to keep the defense honest, but you got to develop the run game early so that you can keep them honest.
Let's give you the front people up front. On the right side, Mark Lopez, 67. John Lopez, 74. Center is number 73, Ruben Pearson. One of the captains on the left guard is number 77, Ruben Escobar. And the left tackle is Carlos Alvarado. So now 4th and 5. 2 receivers left, 1 receiver on the right. Back is offset left. Trying to get them to move, and they did. But the quarterback had a problem with the exchange. There is a flag on the field.
It's going to be neutral zone or offsides.
Should be a neutral zone infraction.
Curious to see if that's enough for a first. Might call it 4th and inches.
Well, it's 4th down and 5 on the board. First down. So first down given on the penalty.
Just brutal. You can't have that on special teams. You have a good opening drive as a defense. And
no, you know they're not going to go for it on their own 21. So a new set of downs. 1st and 10. Ball is marked down at the 29-yard line. First penalty of the night for Sterling. Keep a track of that. Jackets trying to get something going. After not putting a lot of points on the board last week. Handoff inside again. That's your man Clay. And he is slung down, but there is a flag on the field. That was number 10 on the tackle. So another first down. 15 yards.
Yeah, that's 2
They'll
penalties
move it forward
for first downs already. You know, you mentioned a lot of those early game jitters. You know, sometimes you got to iron out a few kinks, and right now they're they're just kind of letting them just move down the field.
First down and 10. Moving left to right. 2 receivers either side. Backs offset left and right. Handoff is fumbled. And I believe Sterling is going to come up with it.
Oh, man.
So a costly turnover. First turnover of the ball game.
Yeah, just mishandled the exchange there.
You know, it is a wet ball.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of
But that was just primarily more, what's so much due to the weather, as I think it was just a bad handoff.
Yeah, well, it's certainly going to mitigate the problem, and now the immediate problem is you're giving Baytown a short field to work with, maybe giving them some confidence too. We'll see what they scheme up here after the turnover.
So 2 penalties for Sterling gave Galena Park some life, and now Sterling handoff right side, trying to get to the corner. Number 4, Atkins.
They've been going to Atkins a lot, and that was a nice move to get into open space and get the first down. They're going to go with some momentum here. Maybe not quite no huddle, but they're moving.
Then no roster for Sterling.
Ball spotted at the 28.
So we're going off of what I could liberate from the internet. And then what our PA guys are giving us. Quarterback is Jackson Favors, number 12. Wide out left side is Smith. 2 to the right. Favors hands it off inside. That is number 4. He's got a big old hole. Atkins once again toting the load. Atkins sets him up 1st and 10.
I mean, if it works, why stop? Gerald Atkins getting a lot of yards by himself to start this drive.
They started. Where did they start the drive at?
Started at about the 45.
45. That's what I thought. So you're supposed to keep up with that stuff. Oh, I'm just telling you that. My bad. I got a play clicker here like I use in baseball.
Yeah.
If you want it. Click, 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 click. I'm just saying.
I'll think about it.
And he is into the end zone. Key with a touchdown.
Short, sweet, and simple. Don't overthink it when you're that close. And Baytown Sterling
All they do
strikes
is
first.
Run a little counter and then right into it.
Staple of every goal line offense, and with that much success as you had running the ball on that drive.
There we go. I'll adjust your volume a little bit so it matches mine. Of course, I have a big voice too. Or some people call it a loud mouth.
I think that's how you end up in this booth. Is people just tell you to shut up enough.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but that was mostly Gerald Atkins on that drive.
Atkins with a heavy. Now Miranda going to tee it up after the touchdown and extra point here in the first quarter. 7-0 lead for Baytown Sterling.
And we'll see how Galena Park adjusts after that turnover. We'll see how Galena Park adjusts after that turnover. And, you know, you wonder, we've been talking about this weather all game so far. You wonder how willing they are to put it in the air with the ball presumably as wet as it is, or if they elect to stick with the run game.
I haven't really needed to. Whistles blowing here. Again, that breeze picked up quite a bit from where it was earlier. When I first got here, it was no clouds in the sky, nice and pretty. Then you showed up, brought the clouds with you, and
yeah, I tend to have that effect, sadly.
Now we're here. Kicking all left side, fielded at the 25-yard line, left return, and that is number 5, Clay. Trying to get Clay involved in the offense. 6:52 in the first quarter. Galena Park will take over. 1st and 10. Ball going to be spotted at their own 43-yard line. An impressive drive by Baytown Sterling. Of course, last week put up 42 on the board.
Yeah, they had a few impressive drives.
Yeah,
that game.
Quite a few. And they had some really big, long plays when I was watching it.
Yeah, they say chunk plays come in bunches.
Or they say a bunch of chumps is coming. Well, that's a whole other story. Handoff down right side. Tackled by number 12. They say Luance was on the tackle. I think it was Richards. Was that 13 or 12? That was 13.
Yes.
That is Leonce. Quick throw, quick run, right side. I mean, boom, boom.
Yeah, trying to capitalize.
Trying to get there.
Trying to capitalize on that early run. This is kind of how the last drive went. They'd get a nice first down play, but then they'd kind of get a little too ahead of themselves and kind of put themselves farther back than they needed to be.
So a third down, and we're going to call it 1. I like the down marker with the lit up.
Oh, it makes our job so much easier.
So much
oh,
better.
my goodness.
Especially when you're old and blind like me.
I'm not sure.
Sack for a loss.
Yeah, I think some more miscommunication. Looked like Combs was trying to hand it off to somebody, but there was nobody there. Once again, they get a nice first down play to start a drive, but then they stall.
Shoot themselves in the foot.
Yeah.
That's those middle mistakes that sometimes come back and haunt you a little bit. 21 came in the ball game. That is Kristen Molina.
Can't imagine Coach Amarantos is going to be very pleased with the start to this game.
We have talked about the coaches. Coach Shapiro Amarantos, as you said, he's an actual college Galena Park graduate.
Oh, that's a fake.
Outside to the right side. Now a late hit, but no flag. Combs trying to get it to that first down marker.
Not a feint. I kind of
Fake
thought
punt.
that they'd punt, but evidently not.
So 3 and out.
Again, another short field for Baytown.
Sterling will take over on their own. 34?
Looks to be the 34, yeah.
As I mentioned, Coach graduated from Galena Park. Was on the staff as an assistant. Played for one of the legendary Galena Park coaches, Bill Koch. Handoff right side. There he goes. Number 2 to the right side at the 15, 10, 5 near the goal line, but going to be stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, that's just, it's too easy for them right now. That hole opened up really easily.
That was number 2. I have Key on my roster from Max Preps. But again, not sure. Handoff. Back in the back on the right. Handoff inside, right up the middle. Not going to, and he does. He punches it into the end zone. Johnson is number 21.
Yeah, Baytown showing no difficulty in running this ball, and might be a long day for Galena Park if they're unable to stop them on the ground. I mean, it was literally just 2 plays. First one was kind of a sweep to the right, get them down by the goal line, and that one was just give it to your guy, get him up the gut. And
second touchdown run.
does not get much easier.
4:33 to go here in quarter number 1.
And we did talk a lot about how maybe Jackson Favors would try and build on his game last week. So far, they haven't needed him.
We'll take a break here. Be back here in just a second on the Legacy Sports Network. Got Coach Randy One and Andrew Carter back here in a moment. Back here as we go for the 2-point conversion. They didn't make the first one. That's why the score is currently 12-0. And off inside, and now they'll get the 2-point conversion. Maybe a little too easy that time. It's number 7, McCarty, in for the conversion.
And this is starting to turn into a committee here.
So a couple of touchdowns here for Sterling. Both, though, Andrew, pretty much because of great field position.
Absolutely. The turnover first and then the turnover on downs for that second drive. They've had short fields to work with. And they've written that energy to just kind of running the ball all over Galena Park, and it's made it really easy.
We'll see if the Jackets can respond. 14-0, 4:33 in quarter number 1 as you watch it on the Legacy Sports Network. One of several different games you can go to. Teeing it up once again will be Miranda.
You need a good drive here if you're Galena Park. You cannot have a turnover.
This is a must-have opportunity.
Yeah, this game risks getting out of hand very early if you go 3 and out or have a turnover here. Kind of curious to see who they involve on this coming drive. Maybe
Kind of curious to see how far Miranda's going to walk to his left.
Yeah.
He just kept walking.
Hey, man, if you can get some boom on that thing, it don't matter.
Sidewinder kickoff guy, and going to kick it out right back to the 20 again. Fielded at the 20, up left side, 30, 35. A little bit short of 35. Some of the other games on the network tonight: Pasadena Ravens, or Sam Raven versus Pasadena over at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Dickinson, the Gators, taking on the C.E. King Panthers right down as the stadium I passed on my way here, Sheldon ISD Stadium. Nice stadium. Have you been there?
No.
Nice stadium. North Shore traveled to Crawley ISD, so Rick and Carl up there. We're taking over their chairs.
Trying to be nice. I know they might get mad if I ruin it too much.
And off toss from left side. And plowing forward, and the ball may have popped loose. Sterling is pointing, and it is. It is a turnover. Second turnover of the ball game for Sterling.
That's the one thing we said could not happen if you're trying to remain in this game for Galena Park. And on the first play of the drive, it's a turnover, and again, another short field for Baytown Sterling. Just,
well, I say, and I kind of misled maybe. Sterling gets the ball on the turnover, the fumble by Galena Park. Their second fumble of the quarter.
Again, another short field.
Not a stat you want.
I mean, it's hard to imagine much worse of a start. If you're Galena Park, you just got to get a stop here.
Sterling hasn't had to go very far at all. Handoff right side, number 7 once again, trying to get to the corner. Cuts it back inside. I believe that's McCarty. That is McCarty. Didn't catch the first name.
That's Chris McCarty.
Chris McCarty. So it's not John. Do we know who John McCarty is?
Is that the Beatles?
Yeah, there you go.
Gosh, I've just been getting inundated with
history,
with boomer references in both games I've been in so far this week. I've been learning a lot.
We try to educate our audience and our broadcasters as well.
Yeah, evidently.
It doesn't work on me, but there's no hope for
Yeah.
some
Unfortunately,
people.
I was never a big Beatles guy, so.
I wasn't either. I did see the movie though, and it was a good movie.
There's a Beatles movie?
There's a movie kind of about the Beatles.
Oh. Is it like a documentary or a movie?
I forget the name of it.
No. Well, probably never watch it, so I guess we'll just let that to the wind.
Sterling now looking at a first down in parking lot. Maybe get to the school.
I was gonna say school district.
Gotta go a ways. Call it 17. Back favor going to set up the quick screen pass to one of his favorite targets. That being number 1, John Smith.
Yeah, John Smith getting a majority of those yards back. I was wondering when they were going to start getting involved in the passing
Now that's
game.
a name that can ring some bells. When you check in, what's your name? John Smith.
John Smith.
They say sure.
Nobody forgets a John
What's
Smith.
your real name? Backs, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Handoff, McCarty. McCarty, little wiggle room. He's a little jitterbug.
Oh, yeah, no. McCarty's been getting out to the outside of those tackles very frequently.
Cuts it in and then bounces to the outside. Also, Lake Creek taking on St. Thomas over at Granger Stadium, all on the LSN Sports Network. Beaumont Kelly and St. Pius. And here's an old battle in HISD. Houston Yates versus Madison.
A lot of history there.
A lot of history there. I did a Madison ball game. You know who the quarterback was?
Who?
A guy named VY. Oh, you probably know who VY is. Vince Young.
Well, you should have said Vince Young. I know a Vince Young. I don't know a VY.
They just call him VY.
My dad's a UT alum, so he'll be
really? I like your dad.
He'll
Hey,
be very
good job.
displeased with me for not immediately knowing who that was.
You should be scolded. You should be grounded when you go home.
Yeah, probably.
Second down and 8. Yeah, in case you didn't notice.
No, I noticed.
I'm a big
I was
UT
hoping
guy.
we could save that for later in the game, but I guess first quarter it is.
It is later in the game. It's 2:02 left to go in the first quarter.
Okay.
How much later do you want?
Now, is Atkins again on the carry? I've been kind of going McCarty and Atkins' drive.
It's like a steady diet of Atkins.
I mean, shoot, I think you could put anyone back there right now.
It's
they
the
get at least
Atkins
five.
diet.
Oh, man.
Handoff inside into the end zone. And guess who? Same guy. Atkins
Atkins.
with the touchdown
they're
run.
giving Galena Park a steady diet of Atkins from the backfield, and right now it is working to perfection. I'd say just about everything's working for Baytown
Third
Sterling.
touchdown.
You got a minute 30 left in this first quarter.
3 touchdowns in quarter number 1.
2 of them off Galena Park turnovers. Including this recent
Turnovers,
one.
coaches will tell you.
They'll kill
No
you.
self-inflicted penalties. Miranda with the extra point attempt. Good snap, good hold. And it lines itself through there. And our new score from here at GPS ISD Stadium, Galena Park Stadium. The Ross Sterling Rangers 21. And Galena Park nothing. Back here in a moment on Legacy Sports. And back here at GPISD Stadium. Let's just say Galena Park Stadium.
That's easier to say.
It's easier to say. Touchdown number 3 of the first quarter. A couple of touchdown runs for Atkins. First one was 7 minutes in the first quarter. Second one was 4:33 on the clock, and now a minute 35. Kick fielded on the left side. Ross is jumping up and down like they have the football. And they do. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah,
Where it rains and pours.
I can imagine Coach Amarantos is not a very happy camper right now. That is 3 consecutive turnovers, I want to say.
And as you said, 2 of those turnovers
And that's
resulted in touchdowns.
That's just simple stuff, man. You got to get under that ball on the kickoff because that ball will carry him if you let it, and carry him right into the arms of the Rangers special teams. And once again, another short field for Baytown Sterling. Feels like a broken record here. What do you know? They're already set up inside the 40.
First and 10, moving it right to left. And the defense, this is where the defense is going to be really tested. They're getting tired. Slung down, 18 in for the tackle.
Yeah, that was a good play.
Dalen Boyd, the captain.
Captain Dalen Boyd.
Captain stepping up, doing captain things.
Yeah, you need your captains to step up when it's a little early to maybe say the game is on the line, but the game feels like it's on the line. If you can't get a stop or a turnover here, you need to shift the momentum.
They got to get a stop here. I mean, you really do.
Captains are the guys you lean on in these situations. Let's see if
They're going to go empty backfield. Favors by himself. Motion across. Going to put McCarty back next to him on the right side. Quick fake, throws it up high. Goes to makes the catch. And a flag comes in. Throws it right to the feet of the quarterback, Favors.
It's the first time we've heard Andrew Hernandez's name called tonight.
And they've got a player down. Quick timeout back here on Ellison in just a moment. And back here at Galena Park ISD Stadium.
Called that a penalty holding on the offense.
That's why the official threw the flag the way he did. I mean, just kind of slung it right towards
I've noticed
the front line.
Different officials have different throwing techniques.
This is true.
Some guys just let it rip.
Some guys throw it high up in the air and let it just come down. Trips left, 2 to the right. Back, Favors looking right side, middle target. And trying to go, looked like to Hernandez.
I was going to Hernandez. A few defenders in that area, so I'm not sure if Andrew Hernandez could have made any moves after the catch, but it's the first time they've gone over the middle tonight.
Well, both these teams trying to rebound from last season. Both of them last season finished at 3-7 out of the playoffs. Coach Toomer over on the Sterling sideline, his 7th season. Baytown Sterling making the playoffs back in 2018. And Coach Emeritus in his 2021 and 2020 season made the playoffs with an 8-3 record both years. 3-7 in 2023 and 3-7 in 2022. So trying to get something going here, get something started for the Jackets.
Yeah, they needed that stop. If they're going to have a comeback, that's the first step in a long, winding road.
1st and 20, nope, or 4th and 20. Miranda with a high punt right side. You know, I thought it was interesting. And we are at the end of quarter number 1 back here on the Legacy Sports Network in just a moment.
What's up, family? Drop the Jackson here at J. Jackson Lobsters, where trust is our foundation. We will fight for you every step of the way. Our passion is your justice. So hey, if you're injured or hurt in an accident, please give us a call today.
Friday night high school football in Texas is tough, but buying a new car shouldn't be. That's why new car deals are better in Baytown at Community. Community, where everything we do is centered around you.
It's time to live up to your promise. Have you heard about the Promise at San Jack Scholarship? The scholarship offers money to help cover books and tuition for qualifying students.
And right back here at Galena Park as quick play, 1st and 10. Cortez on the carry.
That's his first carry of the game. Looking to
Get
give
a good
Clay a
good
breather.
start on that first down, though. Popped it out for about 7-8 yards. This is one of those drives that Jackets have to get something offensively going
I mean,
and
just
not turn the ball over.
absolutely. Maybe even getting it over the 50-yard line and
3 fumbles in 1 quarter. Coaches do not like that.
even just getting it over the 50 and maybe putting Baytown in rougher field position might help.
Twins on the left side, and then swallowed up at the 20-yard line. Somebody missed the blocking assignment that time.
Yeah, I think so.
Somebody went left and should have went right. See, coach is on the out toward the numbers.
Well, that's
I mean, he
kind of
just had no chance. Swallowed up.
kind of the story of the game. You get a nice first down play, but then second, third, and fourth, got nothing going.
Now it's 3rd down, and we're going to call it 9. Ball spotted right in the middle. Jackets moving right to left. Dark uniforms, whistles blow, timeout. As Galena Park did not like what they had going on. And 32, not earning any favors. That is Jacob Sierra. And let's take a quick break. Back here in a moment on Legacy Sports.
At United Community, we're more than a credit union. We're here with the financial solutions you need to keep life moving forward, so you can focus less on your money and more on what matters. Unite your financial future at unitedccu.com.
Quick play. Tried to go left and decided, let me turn around and try to go right. Neither one worked.
You know, it's a common thing I'll see in the high school game. Sometimes all the defenders crash in. It leaves that opposite side open for a reverse, but that time, good gang tackling, able to drag him down, and that's another big loss for Galena Park.
Good pursuit. Punt team will come on. And back is that number 3 in Barbosa. Thomas back deep for the Rangers. Standing on his own goal line. Want to get a good snap and a good high kick. That will be a short kick. Just across the 25. So once again, Baytown Sterling here at quarter number 2. Andrew going to have excellent field position.
I mean, read off starting field positions. You've got 45, 36, 30, 35.
It's a good job of keeping track of that. Appreciate that.
I mean,
I'm not a math guy.
me neither. Somehow we're both here.
That doesn't add up, does it?
No, it do not.
30-yard line, left to right is your Ross Sterling Rangers. They lead it 21-0 here on the Legacy Sports Network. Handoff inside. Breaks through a couple of arm tackles.
It's number 2, Lewis, on
So
the
it's
carry.
Lewis instead of Key.
Again, we're operating without a full roster from
never
Baytown
trust-
Sterling.
Never trust Max Preps or Dave Campbell. Numbers and names change.
Well, you'll
Not
see kids get
not the
promoted.
same Jimmy and the Joes.
Yeah.
So now 2nd down, and we'll call it 1. 1.5. Back to throw. Looking. Going to flush out. Favors. Now will scramble to his right and just going to step out of bounds. And here comes a flag.
Might be going back,
Probably
but
a penalty.
it's going to be a shame if it does, because Favors put on a move on that defense to get himself free and spring himself for a first down. But If this is in the direction of the line, it looks like it will be coming back.
Tomorrow, Saturday, the 7th, Summer Creek and Houston Lamar over at Butler Stadium. Lonnie King and Brent Treshner beating that ball game to you. 5:50, 6 o'clock start. And then Lamar Consolidated will take on Fort Bend Kipner as they go to Mercer Stadium. Haven't been there in a long time.
Heard it's beautiful this time of year.
That's what the rumor said. We'll have to ask Carl. Handoff is given to number 2.
Yeah, trouble with the exchange that
Lewis.
time. Lewis didn't have anywhere to go.
Swallowed up. Now, what started off in good field position, Andrew, now they move backwards.
And this is what Galena Park has needed. They've needed plays to set Baytown's offense back, and 3rd and long. You got to close out this drive to at least hold them.
Put it in the wrong gear.
Yeah.
Nicholas Cooper, the big defensive end over here on the left side, trying to get some pressure. 3rd down and 15. Favored back to look, throws out the middle, left side, trying to get his man. A little bit of incidental contact, no flag on the play. The receiver may have gotten a little bit on a different page.
Yeah, that was John Smith on that route. Kind of tried to lead him toward the middle of the field, but he had to fight over a defender.
Smith and Favors. I think Smith looked like he wanted to break to the outside. Favors was throwing it to the inside.
Yeah, well, that's traditionally where they'll go. If they have a beat on the defensive back, they'll try and get a little fade.
That's where you want. Throw it to the outside, get the defender to chase it.
Didn't look like a design post either, so it might have just been maybe a little miscommunication, or maybe ball still wet. Maybe Favors just kind of.
He hasn't had to throw the ball. We talked about that earlier. Hasn't had to throw the ball a whole lot.
Yeah, it is curious they've kind of gone away with it. I understand the down and distance, but
4th down. I mean, after last week's air show of 2-3-27, high little short kick and fielded at the 15-yard line.
it's an impressive catch by Carey on the run.
I've been impressed with Carey.
Yeah, I mean, Carey does have the fumble this game, but we mentioned it last week. He had a really nice game. He had 62 rushing yards and a touchdown in only 8 carries.
We'll be careful about those kind of punt coverages, though. Sterling, as we said last week, with the win. An impressive victory against Goose Creek Memorial. 42-20 is the score of that one. Really, that one was never close.
Yeah. Shut him out in that second half.
First quarter was 7-6, but then I say it wasn't close. The second half, it was pretty much all Sterling.
No, yeah. Held him scoreless that second half, if I remember correctly. And they
21 points on the board.
Mentioned that they made some halftime adjustments, and clearly those adjustments.
I'm glad you said that, because I had that in my notes, and I neglected to bring it up earlier. We're going to talk about that in just a moment after this play. 2nd down. Handoff up the middle. Bull run straight across the 30. Getting down to the 32, a 1st down.
Getting Kerry Clay going now.
So the new rule in UIL allows teams to, quote-unquote, analyze video during halftime. So they make adjustments. First year ever that I can
Yeah, well, they've
remember
been
that's been
they've been rolling that out.
that's been
pretty
something
slow.
Something legal.
Yeah.
Not saying I haven't done it before. Not saying it wasn't legal. Just saying.
It's not widely encouraged, we'll call it.
Sometimes the field house has ears. Handoff left side. Out to the left corner. Carey on the carry.
Yeah, Carey's getting going now. All the yards accounted for on this drive, and like you said, they're giving Carey some carries here.
I think we're beating that horse to death.
I wonder how many puns we can get before the night's out.
I don't know. It's over and under this. With me, that could be a lot.
We'll put it at 13 and a half.
1st and 10. And whistle blows.
A little too eager that time.
False start. Correct me if I'm wrong, Andrew, but that's the first penalty for the Yellow Jackets.
Yes.
Sterling
you're
has
correct.
4.
They do.
Jackets with their first penalty, false
You're
start,
correct. Pretty clean game for them so far,
other than the fumbles.
other than the fumbles, yes.
First down and 15. Handoff, left side, still has some room. Breaks through a couple of tacklers and carry. Will carry it for a first down out to the 35.
Very impressive run by Kerry Clay. They had him in the backfield. There was a breakdown in the blocking scheme, but he made that move to get by him and threw a few more other guys on the way.
Kind of like ducked his head and ran into one guy
Yeah,
and
he's a smaller dude, but he's got
tripped
the
up
shift.
by 26 on the defensive side. Now Sterling will take a timeout. We'll take it with it back here on Legacy Sports in a moment.
Let's put our hands together for number 0, Jacob Ball.
All right, 6:28, quarter number 2. Score from here at Galena Park ISD Stadium. Sterling leads Galena Park 21-0. Handoff left side. Cortez on the carry.
Timeout kind of
Andrew
gave Baytown a chance to catch their breath. Sorry.
Cortez, number 2, with the carry. Second down and 11, though. This, you got to wonder if Kendall, he hasn't gone upstairs a whole lot.
Yeah, I
Kind
wonder.
of kept it on the ground.
We mentioned the weather might have something to do with it.
Motion across as they send slot over to the left side. Toss to carry. Trying to get it across the 35. And not going to do it. Motion man with Cesar Lopez. The slot receiver Lopez last week involved in a few big offensive plays.
He had a good block there to help Kerry spring free. Love seeing it when your skill guys can get nice blocks.
Curry, not the biggest tool in the shed, but very quick afoot. Man now motion, and that's a mental mistake. A second penalty here in the drive. Those are the ones that, coaches just, it would drive you crazy.
Yeah, and I feel bad. I just mentioned him. That was Andrew Cortez on the false start.
Okay, Cortez, take note. He said it, not me.
Hey, man, I'm just doing my job.
I had a cornerback once line up off sides.
I mean,
I lost it.
that doesn't seem as far-fetched as you might think. It happens.
It was when it's standing right in front of me.
Fair.
And I kept telling him, back up. He didn't listen. Handoff up the middle, bullying his way through the tackler out to the 20. That was impressive, my friend.
This has been a very strong drive for Kerry Clay. I mean, I want to say most all of the yards on this drive have come by way of him running the ball. And you mentioned he's a smaller guy, but he's taking these dudes on.
He's not afraid to dip his head and
Bit of the Darren Sproles
butt
type
it
of
up
build.
in there. Handoff again, carrying to the left side, swung down.
And what I like about this drive is that they're going in multiple different areas. They're getting carry outside. They're also running him up the middle. They're trying to keep that defense honest and that they can't load up on the outside or the inside.
This who made the tackle. That's number 4. Atkins. Playing a little both sides of the ball.
Got a little not so uncommon at the high school level.
Double duty.
Free play.
I guess maybe not in the 5A level. 6A, don't get a whole lot of that these days. I mean, I remember when I first started coaching, we were in 2A, and yeah, you played both sides pretty much the entire game.
Yeah, I did taps last week, and pretty much everybody was playing both sides.
I've done taps stuff.
I do believe that was quarterback Combs' first attempt through the air, and it was on a free play.
So now, second down and goal to go. Got to get it to the 9-yard line for a first down. Yard line markers looks like it on the 10 or kind of in between the 10 and 9.
There's Aiden Wallace on the tackle. Broke penetration there. Will bring down Kerry Clay, and that'll put him in a 3:26.
Quarter number 2. Galena Park with their first real threat.
Got to cash it in here to keep yourselves in this ball game. But I do like they've held the ball for a really long time this drive and given their defense some rest. That was something that we were talking about to start this quarter. That defense has been out there for a long time.
Both teams, 2 timeouts. Galena Park was going to take advantage of one of those. They'll have one remaining back here in a moment on Legacy Sports.
At J. Jackson Law Offices, we firmly believe in treating our class like family, where dedication to your cause is our promise. So hey, if hurt or injured in a wreck, please give us a call today.
Coach Superior. Is it Amaronas? How do you pronounce his last name?
Amarantos.
Amaratos, thank you. Has a discussion with his offense. Gets him back on the field. 3rd down and 2 to go. Hand off inside, churning forward. And Cortez with a first down. 1st and goal to go. We haven't said that in the ball game.
No, we have
for
not.
the Yellow Jackets.
Cortez.
Really on either side. We haven't had.
Yeah, it's been.
We had one or two, I guess.
More so in a sense that really Baytown hasn't really needed it, and for Galena Park, this is their first time down here.
1st and goal.
Wonder if they stick with
Clay. Clay gets the ball. Clay on the carry, and he is met head on at the 5. And there was no place to go that time.
You wonder in these jumbo sets if you want the smaller guy in there, although Clay has shown he'll run over dudes, but.
You know, Galena Park, we go all the way back to 1925 when they first opened the school. Has one of the longest school histories in Houston area. Of course, one of the Bill legendary coach Harold DeMint, longtime coach of the Galena Park. Andrew, Coach DeMint started in 1933. Coached this ball club up until 1952. That's a heck of a career.
That's a really great career. Here's a really
and
great
off
run.
left side and out near the 3.
Yeah, Baytown, or rather Galena Park, maybe looking to hold this ball as long as they can until the half's over. You got a minute 25 on the clock.
3rd down and 3. Ball on the 3-yard line.
Don't want to get cute, though. You want to score here. You got to get something going for your team before halftime.
Need to put points on the board, and if I had to bet the over, I would say probably number 5 is going to carry the ball. Maybe swing it out to him, throw it to him. I would be wrong. Quarterback keeper. I forget what I said. What do I know? at the 1 yard line. Clock ticking, 59 seconds to go. Coach, going to have to call a timeout. Didn't get what he wanted. Asking for timeout.
Try to get to the line quick that time.
Now, timeout taken. Sterling takes the timeout. We'll take it with him back here in a moment on Legacy Sports. So maybe we won't take a break. Just take a breathing break. Go back. I was going to go back and talk about Galena Park, long time history. I remember coming down to interview at Galena Park back in the 80s. Coach Bill Koch, one of the football coaches for a long time, 1982 to 1989. Then Eddie Baca, big TABC, Texas High School Coaches president, actually. Handoff inside. And it is a touchdown. Jackets get on the board. Nice job by Galena Park as they just simply lined it up, got tight formation, and the quarterback keeper punches it into the end zone, Favors with a touchdown. 1 yard out. Combs on the keeper.
Yeah, I mean, just simple stuff. Give it to your big quarterback. Get out the way.
Kendall Combs. 40 seconds to go. Galena Park with a keeping the offense on the field. Our official, that is the 5th penalty for Sterling, I do believe.
You are correct.
Yeah, we're going with my math, we're in trouble. Right-footed kicker, and now the whistle will blow again. Soto, extra point.
Galena Park's second of the game.
Soto is a junior. I have him listed as kicker and quarterback. So now moving back a little bit. We'll put it down at the 14-yard line. Right in the middle. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up, and it is good. 21-7. Quarter number 2. Now let's see if we take a quick break.
Hi, my name is Jasmine, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Chicken Club is the wonderfully marinated and juicy chicken breast. The marinade actually reminds me of my mother's cooking. You know, marinades, usually they take time, and you can tell that it was put together with love.
My name is Meredith, and a little thing I love about Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese is the oven-toasted, cheesy top layer. If home had a flavor, it would be Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese. I'm passionate about it.
And some positive vibes for Galena Park as they punch it into the end zone.
Yeah, I was looking a little bleak for him after that
right
first
before
quarter.
halftime.
You know, you didn't really know if you had anything going on offense, but defense held strong. They had a nice long drive there, mostly by Kerry Clark to get them in close, and they punched it in. And now, instead of potentially looking like 28-0 going in for Baytown, it's 21-7.
So now teeing it up at the 40-yard line. This will be Matthias Valenzuela.
Curious to see what Baytown potentially does with 40 seconds left in this half, or if they decide to kneel it.
It's going to depend on their return, what they get from the return.
They've had good returns so
The
far.
up back with a return has some room. It was a short kick, taking it down the left side. He's at the 20, cuts it back 10-15 and into the end zone. A kickoff return. The ball was kicked high and fielded at about the 35, and that was number 4.
Guess who?
Atkins had a wall of blockers, and Atkins knew what to do with it.
Oh, there is a flag down.
Oh, my goodness.
Looks like they're getting them for a block potentially. And what
See it.
was a touchdown. You mentioned that bevy of blockers he had going down with him.
Maybe somebody shoved somebody in the back.
That's typically how it goes. Nevertheless, they do have good field position.
So never mind. Scratch that out of my notepad. Ball spotted though, as you said, on good field position. Have it down at the 25. That's what I always coach. I coached special teams for a long time. Always told our guys, hey, when you see their back of their jersey, just don't do anything. Just stop.
Yeah.
Don't even run.
It's an art to it. You can put your hands up and get in their way, but you can't block them.
Just don't want to touch them. Handoff again, inside out to the 20. Of course, nowadays with the rules even tighter than they were back then. Used to, you could kind of hit them on the side and pop them out of bounds. Can't do that no more either.
Yep.
Timeout on the field. 10 seconds. Both teams with one timeout remaining. Score still stays at 21-7. And looks like we're going to keep it right here.
Figure with 10 seconds left, they might let Favors rip a few into the end zone just to see if they can notch one before the half, but we will see. They've been content to keep it on the ground so far, especially with Atkins, who was the one who brought the ball on the kickoff to this part of the field. 10 seconds left. You probably have enough time for one run if you elect to do so, or a few passes if you choose to put it in Favors' hands. So a lot of choices you have for Baytown.
They're going to go trips to the right side, single receiver left.
There's their traditional Hail Mary set.
Asking for more time. Coach Amarendos has been here since 2019. Again, in 2021 and 2020, 8-3 runner-up in the district, made the playoffs. Back to throw. Looking, throws across the middle, has a man open, and into the end zone. Number 17, Navari somebody.
Yeah, that was not a very traditional Hail Mary play. They had number 17 come across the middle of the field instead of going straight, and that might have caught the defenders off guard. Able to
Nice throw by Favors.
He had a few of those last week. I think he was just waiting for an opportunity to get his arm loose. Even better when it's for a touchdown before the half. And all of a sudden, all that good mojo that
Just
Galena
kind of
Park
went
had.
out the door.
Yeah. Long kickoff return to a Hail Mary touchdown.
High snap, kick is up, and it is through the middle. Our score now, with just 5 seconds to go, Rangers put 28 on the board. Yellow Jackets with 7. Maybe we can find a public address announcer and get a roster from him.
Would
He
be pretty nice.
He seems to be the only guy that has a roster.
Yeah.
So a nice response by Ross Sterling as they bounce back. Last night, some scores around the area. Fort Bend Ridge Point lost to Fulsher 49-41. Willis Wildcats took care of Klein Collins 40-7. Willis last year explosive ball club. See what they do this year as their quarterback Lagway is often playing now at collegiate level, Florida. Stratford defeated Oak Ridge 66-28. We're not going to talk about that, by the way.
I don't know. You sure we got a bit of time during halftime?
Spent 15 years at Oak Ridge. I don't want to badmouth them. They're having a tough couple of games. Aldine defeated North Forest 14-7. Aldine Davis lost to Straight Jesuit 32-15. Sly Springs defeated A-Leaf Taylor 35-6.
Side Springs,
One
CFISD.
of those CFSD schools for you. Grand Oaks defeated Waller in a close 17-14 victory. So now, 5 seconds to go here in quarter number 2, right before halftime. Going to tee it up at the 40, kicking off left to right. Another high kick. Fielded at the 8-yard line. Left side, trying to get to the outside, can't do it. That will take care of the first half. First half score from Galena Park ISD Stadium. Ross Sterling Rangers 28, Galena Park 7. You're listening and watching the Legacy Sports Network.
At United Community, we're more than a credit union. We're here with the financial solutions you need to keep life moving forward, so you can focus less on your money and more on what matters. Unite your financial future at unitedccu.com.
And now, we proud to present the award-winning Sterling Star. The stars are under the direction of Corey Alexander and Joanna Ivey. The field officers are Major Holly Baker, Major Mia Cria, Major Crystal Valdez, Major Bethany Elizondo, Major Mimi Mitchell, Lieutenant Colonel Jacqueline Franco, and the Star Colonel, Miss Reese Harvey.
back here at Galena Park Stadium. Half number 2. Ross Sterling up on top 28-7 over Galena Park. During halftime, band did a terrific job of their performance.
Let's make some noise, Jacket fans.
And more importantly, Andrew, at halftime we were able to secure a roster for Sterling.
Thank goodness.
Had to take a little work to
Yeah, just feels a little bad just calling the players by their numbers.
to get it done, but we found a way to get it done.
Miracles never cease.
Not going to talk about our secret system.
It's a legacy sports secret.
In-house. First half, all Ross Sterling for the most part. High kick. Filled it at the 8-yard line. Return right side. Pushing it up to the left side. Number 7 on the return. Lewis Marshall, the junior. Let's see if Galena Park took advantage of that new rule. Went in at halftime, looked at the game film. Coaches and players can both do that now.
Yeah, I imagine Coach wasn't very happy.
Made some adjustments, maybe.
Yeah. Imagine he wasn't very happy with that first quarter tape, but there was a lot to like in that second half, especially with Kerry Clay, how the offense maneuvered.
Out of the gun, 2 receivers wide. No place to go.
It's a shame. That was a really nice play design there. Had everybody going the other way and had the defenders going up.
Combs tried to look to his right. Just nothing there. Lost a yard. 3 on the play, so second down and 13.
Yeah, he would have had a hole if he was able to get by that defensive line. Unfortunately, they banded together. Got him for a loss.
Again, Lopez, the right tackle. Slot is Lopez, number 85. The left guard is number 62, Fabian Alonso.
Reed Butler on the tackle. It's nice we can call out their names now on defense.
There you go. Making progress. 77, Ruben Escobar, the captain on the left side.
Again, 3rd and long. They've been in these long 3rd and distance sets. Haven't really done anything with them. We'll see if they've made any adjustments to improve upon that.
Cortez comes out to the left side. They throw it out, trying to get it to Kerry Clay. Incomplete pass.
Yeah, I like the idea. Get Kerry Clay in space. Unfortunately, just errant throw, and Kerry Clay is forced to just eat it, and that'll be a quick 3 and out.
Molina will come in, and back to punt will be Ian Barbosa. Barbosa going to stand back at the 7-yard line. 4th down and 12, not the start they wanted. Actually, 4th down and 18. You don't want a high snap here.
Definitely not.
And oh, what a timeout, Galena Park. Let's take it with them back here on Ellis in just a moment.
Friday night high school football in Texas is tough, but buying a new car shouldn't be. That's why new car deals are better in Baytown at Community. Community, where everything we do is centered around you.
At United Community, we're more than a credit union. We're here with the financial solutions you need to keep life moving forward, so you can focus less on your money and more on what matters. Unite your financial future at unitedccu.com.
After a quick timeout, one that coaches don't want to spend on a punt. Fourth down and 19, so I was off by a yard.
Two guys back deep.
Spread
for
punt.
Baytown.
Low snap, takes a skip off the turf. Low kick will be a result, filtered just at the 48-yard line, and whistles blow. Magnolia College Station up 35-21. Angleton leads Brazoswood 32-7. Friendswood taking care of Fort Bend Willow Ridge 34-0 at halftime.
First down, Rangers.
Use some other scores around the Houston area and elsewhere. First and 10, Sterling once again. Great field position. They have it on their 50-yard line. Left side trying to get to the corner.
Sean Preston Olerode on that catch. He and Gerald Adkins had kind of been going back and forth in the backfield. They're moving quick here.
They really have. Three receivers right, one to the left. Handoff inside. There's the guy.
And they're moving noticeably quicker here to start this half. Maybe trying to get a kill shot here. Put Galena Park out of reach in this game early.
Pulling Elderow back behind the quarterback. Jackson Favors. I'm sure we have not seen the last of number 4, Gerald Atkins, though.
He's saving him for the goal line. Having Olerode get them there first. It's a first down.
3 to the right, 1 to the left. Again, handed it off inside. Breaks through an arm tackle. Sean Preston. He will check out. And number 4, Atkins will come in. Out wide is Broussard.
Be wary of Favors doing something here.
He did a favor for Atkins and handed him the ball. See how I slid that right in there?
No, that was pretty good. We're approaching 13 and a half.
On the
line set.
On the line stat?
Oh, but yeah, it's been Sean Preston and Gerald Atkins.
Inside, and speaking of Atkins, he will scamper into the end zone for a 13-yard touchdown. His third of the night?
Third of the night. And again, a lot of what we saw in the first half carrying over here. Get the ball to your backs. Let them barrel through, guys. Work with Gerald Atkins a lot in those first 2 quarters, and it works again here to start in their first drive in the third.
This is where the middle side of the game really starts to take shape. On for the extra point. Daniel Miranda, the senior, right-footed kicker, knocks it through the middle, and it is good. New score from here at Galena Park High School, 34, Ross Sterling, and 7, Galena Park. Back here in a moment. And back here at Galena Park ISD Stadium. I really like the way they have the NS on the left side and the GP on the right side, and the big GP Galena Park ISD logo right in the 50-yard line.
Absolutely. It's a very distinct crowd, we had a distinct crowd here too, but also a very distinct field.
So you couldn't do that with Forest. You'd have logos all over the place. It's not fair too.
I know the Barry Center gets a little creative with how they do their paint.
Kicking off high kick. Going to be called at the 21. And returning left side, that is number 3, Barbosa.
Barbosa came with some heat there.
Now,
but
here's the deal. Where did we just see Barbosa? Back to punt. So you got a punter as a return man. That's something you don't see over there.
Everybody loves a do-it-all athlete. You know, coaches especially love a do-it-all athlete.
You know, I have one rule, though, with my special teams. I would not let a lineman punt, ever.
Really?
If you had a 50 number, 60 number, 70 number, yeah, you're not going to punt
Even
for
if
me.
they had a huge leg?
I don't care.
Just the optics?
It was the principle of the thing.
No, I get it.
Handed off inside, thrown down. Yeah, now we would, you know, every year at the beginning we have, if we lost our kicker or punter, we'd have tryouts. And of course, every lineman wants to be a punter. It's like, okay, no. Well, why not? Well, one, you can't catch the ball. And one, if you get pressure, you can't outrun anybody. So no.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I never thought about.
I would put an athlete back there if I didn't have a punter. Or I go to the soccer coach and say, who you got? Toss to the right side. 5. Clay on the carry. He carries it down across the 50, down to the 55.
I want to give that was a great block on the edge there by Andrew Cortez to get the defensive back out of the way, let the back get up the field. That's what they needed. They need to respond here. They needed to stop to start this half, but in lieu of that, they need to respond here with the score of their own.
Nice tackle by number 25 in the open field. Throw right side. Some contact. Nope. No flag on the, but there's a flag over here right on the 40-yard line.
It's going to be offsides on Sterling. Hence the
movement up
play.
front. Yep, that was looks like 77. The captain Escobar came out of his stance. Hard blitz coming on that left side. They call it on Tua. He did draw Escobar to make that move.
That's the game between linemen these days. A lot of shuffling, seeing who jumps first. Saw it a lot in the pros, especially last night, that Chiefs game.
I caught bits and pieces of that.
There was a whole thing in the first quarter about guys lining up off sides or on sides for the offensive line. It's trickling down here.
Toss left side, carrying it out to the left side. Kerry Clay getting back out to the 35.
And that was another nice block by Andrew Cortez to push the defender inside. He's been doing a lot of heavy work.
Just a little toss play.
Yeah, get him outside, get Kerry Clay in space, see what he can do with it.
Used to call that the toss sweep.
Now it's just what?
Toss sweep left, toss sweep right. I don't know what they call it now.
Sometimes they call it a pitch.
Having numbers, you know, X, Y, Z, turn left, turn blah, 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 blah. Hand off inside, carry around the 20-yard line. Has the first down. Going to be just short of the red zone, or as Dion likes to call it, the go zone.
Again, though, it's been Kerry Clay. As it has been, their drives go when Kerry Clay goes, and right now he's going.
When they're going to go twins to the right side, tight set left, back offset to the right. Whistle blows. And again,
Yeah, I think Sterling might have been unprepared for that heavy set.
timeout here at Sterling and Galena Park, back here on the Legacy Sports Network in just a moment.
What's up, family? Drop the Jackson here at J. Jackson Lobsters, where trust is our foundation. We will fight for you every step of the way. Our passion is your justice. So hey, if you're injured or hurt in an accident, please give us a call today.
Now correct me, I'm looking at my timeouts. The scoreboard shows 3 and 2. Did Galena Park not take a timeout in the third quarter at 9:43? I had it down on my sheet.
No, I think they did. Because remember, there was a timeout taken early that we were talking about was...
I guess that's the advantage of home field. That extra timeout.
I guess so.
Put it in your bag.
A lot of discussion on Twitter last night about Spagnola trying to call a timeout for the Chiefs.
Coaches are not happy with the loss of 3. Call it, well, actually 1. Second down and 11. Got that right to left movement by the Yellow Jackets.
Looks like the same formation that Galena Park was in before they took the timeout.
Again, Twins on the right, tight set left, back offset behind the quarterback. Favors going to, or excuse me, number 11, Kendall Combs. The junior quarterback, calling his own number.
Yeah, it looked like he was faking the pitch and getting all the action on the side of the running back and then just taking it up the gut.
Trying to draw the old decoy of Clay.
Yeah, he had a hole for a second, but it closed quickly. I like the ingenuity, though.
A little extra shove on the block by Hernandez, number 10. Twins right, single receiver left, tight set, toss Clay, and immediately that ball is going to be loose. Sterling gets another turnover. If you're keeping count, that is number 4 of the evening.
Yeah, they had 3 in a row in that first half, and here's number 4.
First quarter.
Regardless, not a very good
first
number
half, first quarter. Who, whatever.
Nevertheless, though, it's another brutal back-breaking turnover for Galena Park. And
it's hard to get something going offensively.
That was a long drive, too. That took about 6 minutes.
You're turning it over.
I know. It had a nice little mojo going with Clay and Combs running the ball. Had a few penalties help out that time, and it all just gets washed away by another fumble.
Twins right, single receiver left, quarterback out of the gun. Handoff left side, and pursuit there is Lewis trying to carry the load.
Again, putting the onus on the defense to get a stop.
Cooper on the tackle from that big defensive end. You talk about a big defensive end guy. Big.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to line up across him.
Handoff inside. Trying to wiggle his room. Ball did come loose, but he got it back. That was Elijah Lewis, junior running back for Ross Sterling.
Well, it's kind of a tale of two offenses. One offense fumbles the ball, and it's a turnover back to Sterling, and then Sterling fumbles the ball, but there's no one around to get it for Galena Park. He was actually able to pick it back up and run it for a few yards forward. So those
third down and 7. Sterling moving left to right. Motions across the formation, and now the penalty flag will come in. Should be illegal procedure.
It's like number 1, John Smith. Jumped a little early, saw that motion and thought they were going.
Yeah, but that's Smith, so that's a legend. With a name like that, he could always say, well, it wasn't me. That was another John Smith.
That was another John Smith.
That's another John Smith.
That's the John
you got the wrong John Smith.
Yeah, it's the John Smith in that Key and Peele skit.
Trips left, single receiver right. back is offset to the right side. Back, looking long, going long, and that's too long.
Favors has some arm, doesn't he?
I'm just guessing as a baseball player, he's probably a pitcher.
Yeah, I can imagine he's got a nice little 90-mile-an-hour heater to back up that arm, but
We played some, in that Deer Park tournament, we played some schools, but we didn't play Sterling. They weren't a part of that tournament.
They got kids like Favors on that sideline. Whew. Might be better off.
Back to punt. Standing at about the 7-8 yard line.
Not a lot for Coach Toomer to be upset about.
One man back deep, and that ball is pressured. Clay gonna back away from it. It will take a Ranger bounce and all the way down to the 30. So it ended up being a nice punt. Van crank it up down on the far end away from us.
Hi, my name is Jasmine, and a little thing I
Right,
love
like
about the
back here in a
Chick-fil-A
moment.
Grilled Chicken
Legacy.
Club is the wonderfully marinated and juicy chicken breast. The marinade actually reminds me of my mother's cooking. You know, marinades, usually they take time, and you can tell that it was put together with love.
My name is Meredith, and a little thing I love about Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese is the oven-toasted, cheesy top layer. If home had a flavor, it would be Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese. I'm passionate about it.
Now we're back here after a quick break. Handoff, no place to go.
Dawson Clemens getting in that backfield and blowing up that play. Defensive line has had a lot to celebrate this evening, and that's just one more instance of it.
Clements looked like he was untouched. He was there so quick.
It's happened a few times.
Got to credit Bahia with hanging on to the football.
Yeah.
So now second down, and let's go with 14. Twins on the left. Back offset left side, so trips left slide formation, slide to the trip side, keeping it, and getting out will be Kendall Combs. Combs is just a junior. Brings up third down and 14, so no gain on the play.
Betson Coffee on that tackle. Had a nice week last week, had 5 tackles.
He did not take a break on that, did he?
Oh, no, he did not. We're at 4 now? The 4 punts?
I think so. Now, that is the end of quarter number 3. 35-7 our score. Sterling up on top on the Legacy Sports Network. Back here in a moment. Taking a quick peek at what Carl and Rich have up there in Crawley. North Shore starting to take control, 28-7. Mustangs up on top. Caney Creek losing to Montgomery, 28-14. Slung down, 16.
That was Evaniel Miranda getting through the initial block by the lineman. He had a lot of open room to run, but Miranda got in there and prevented what would have potentially been a big play.
That's a little slip screen where they bring them from the outside back to the inside.
See that a
Try
lot.
to get the lineman downfield.
Definitely. See that a lot in college.
Oh, big time.
Xavier Worthy made a first-round selection off of that, plays like those.
4th down, and there's a name for you. Fastest time in the combine.
He looked pretty fast last night, too.
Yes, he did. Punt, right side, high. Going to go back over his head. Just let it go. Don't want to try to pick it up.
Yeah, I know the special teams coach and you probably got a little nervous, huh?
Like, get away from it. Peter. Drive me nuts. What are you doing? Where was the ball? Well, you're supposed to be looking up when the ball comes down, son. It almost hits you in the back of the foot.
Those LEDs are kind of bright, man. You can lose it.
Tell you. There's a lot of things that would drive a special teams coach crazy.
That's why they're called special teams, special coach, special players, special plays.
Ain't nothing special about it. First down and 10. Right to left, handoff inside. Has a crease, has a first down. 34. We've called his name a few times this half.
They've been giving the ball to Sean Preston Olerode a lot this second half, complimenting Gerald Atkins very nicely. Those two have been a nice tandem all evening.
Next week, looking ahead at the schedule, Galena Park will take on Madison. Their 3rd home game to start the season.
Nice to start the season, but later in the year it gets a little tricky with all those away games.
Teams in District 10 include a lot of the HISD schools. Houston, Austin, Madison, Milby, Sharpstown, Spring Woods, Houston, Sterling, Waltrip, and Westbury.
I'll be broadcasting that Houston Sterling game. Looking forward to that.
I'm not even going to tell you the story. Hand off inside. There was confusion on which Sterling Galena Park was playing tonight. Let's just say that.
Oh, really?
And I was right.
You went, thankfully?
I was correct on the correct Sterling.
I would have been a little unsure if I pulled up with Baytown Sterling and you pulled up with Houston Sterling. I might have just deferred to you in terms of wisdom and all that. I might have thought I was going crazy.
Somebody had to check the website. But I checked it first because I'd already checked
That's
it.
okay. We could have just blamed Gerald.
That was the first thought.
Kidding, Gerald, I love you.
3rd down. As Donald Trump would say, you're still fired. 3rd down, 8 yards. And good news, knock on wood, the weather has passed.
Oh, well, now we're doomed.
For sure. Slings it out to the right side. Going to go down the sidelines. And that was Sawyer Wells in a quarterback. So there's been a Wells sighting.
Well, we're racking them up here in this fourth quarter.
We're on a roll now.
And Chris McCarty racking up yards that time. Great blocking on the outside. He's been kind of their scat back, receiving passes from the backfield and been making the most of his chances.
Klein Oak and Cy Falls in a tight one. 9-7.
You know those CFISD games, man, they get good.
You don't see a low-scoring CFA top air district. They normally in the 80s.
Oh, I know it.
Slung down. Oh, take that back. Now it's 15-7. I refreshed.
Oh, really?
Deer Park and the Woodlands in a battle. 35 for the Highlanders, 24 for the Deer. Ball being played at Wood Forest.
2nd down, Ranger.
And the team I covered last week, South Oak Cliff, losing right now to Duncanville 21-6. Still trying to find some answers up there in South Oak Cliff, handoff left side. Scampering out to the left side is McCarty.
Gotta give a lot of credit to this offensive line for Baytown. Jacob Barefoot, Fabian Constant, Davian Hernandez, Malachi Godfrey, and Jutipat Taitong really done a really nice job of protecting their guys and getting to that second level of the defense.
That was actually Hall on that little forward shuttle pass. Safest pass in football.
Good pass for fantasy players, too.
If you drop it, no harm, no foul. Third down now and 13. Try to do it again. Milking some clock. 7:54 to go here in quarter number 4. And a whistle will blow. Timeout will be taken. We will take it with them here on the Legacy Sports Network. 35-7 our score. Back here in a moment.
At J. Jackson Law Offices, we firmly believe in treating our clients like family, where dedication to your cause is our promise. So hey, if hurt or injured in the wreck, please give us a call today.
Back here, looking at, this is the time you start to get some players, some game time. Comes out to number 6, Leaks.
First time we've called Shaquille Leaks' name tonight.
Yeah, he getting some action. Wells again back in for his second series, but it will be a quick series as they will bring on the punt team.
Imagine you don't want to get your second string punter reps here, though.
Probably not.
Did you have a second string punter?
Nope.
I figured.
Not at all. High kick. Fair catch called for by Clay and killed it right around the 22. I forgot about that, Andrew. Got some NFL football taking place.
Brazil, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, there's been some stories about that, isn't there?
Kill to be at that game. Goodness.
That's what Darren Slay said. In not so many words. First down to 10. See if the Jackets can do something.
Might be a time when you reach deeper into your playbook, try some maybe not as popular plays, see if they stick, get your guys some reps out there.
Packers are leading the Eagles 19-7. Sweep left side, has some room. Knocked out of bounds on the Sterling sidelines. And that may be a late hit.
Clay on that pass again. Again, he's been good in space, just hasn't had many opportunities to flash that speed. You don't got to tell me about the Packers scoring. I got Jaden Reed on my fantasy team, and I sat him.
My fantasy draft was supposed to be last Friday. It got pushed back. Supposed to be this Friday. Got pushed back again. We don't have enough players in the league, so pretty sure we're not going to have a league again this year.
That's a little sad.
It is sad. After I spent like a week and a half putting together a spreadsheet with color-coded and everything.
Oh, you're a spreadsheet kind of guy?
I was a spreadsheet kind of guy.
I can respect it. I kind of just put on NFL Network a week before and just
watch.
get a feel for the fantasy.
Watch Jim.
I really just want to know who's hurt and who's not hurt so I don't end up drafting Odell Beckham Jr. first round 2024.
First and 10 at the 50-yard line. Bad pitch will be covered up by Clay at the 40, 41-yard line.
was a good idea.
We have room for 2 injury players, so we put 2 guys on IR.
Yeah, I got room for IR on one of my teams. I put TJ Hawkinson on it.
That's a good one.
I know. I got Nick Chubb in my other league. I'm trying to see if he can maybe bounce back, but that remains to be seen. Yeah, ACL and MCL surgery.
I have no one in my league. We have no league.
Yeah, I'm about to say you don't have a league.
Oh, well, the year before we had 14, but we went from 14 to 8.
And now you got none. Sheesh, I'll just stop liking football all of a sudden?
Yeah, apparently. 2nd down, and now they will take a timeout. Here in the 4th quarter, Galena Park going to be forced to take a timeout. 5:37 left to go. And let's take a quick break on Legacy. Back here in a moment.
It's time to live up to your promise. Have you heard about the Promise at Jack Scholarship? The scholarship offers money to help cover books and tuition for qualifying students.
And back here, underway, 5:37, 2nd 18. Yellow Jackets. They sent Clay. That was kind of a strange play.
Yeah, a lot of layers.
Sent Clay to the left.
Yeah, I'm as big a fan as any as getting Clay in space, but I'm not sure about that call.
Yeah.
But then again, you want to get as many reps for you guys as possible, so I can respect
Combs looked at it and just kept it himself. 3rd down and 18.
Still early season, ironing out the kinks in your offense.
3rd and 16, let's call it. Going to go 2 to the right, tight set, option right. And again, flag comes in. I tell you what, Andrew, Clay, again, we talked about not the biggest guy in the world, but man, he is tough.
I'm going on 2 weeks of watching Kerry Clay play football. This kid he is not afraid of anything.
You know what he do in the offseason? Get in that wrestling program, be a wrestler for the Jackets.
Gosh.
I can imagine he'd be tough.
Whatever he
Because
does.
he's quick and he's strong.
Yeah, I'm really liking what I see from Kerry Clay 2 weeks in a row now. And
3rd down now, though, and got to go to the Beltway.
that was that option play they tried earlier on this drive. They didn't get called for holding. So despite the success, it will be coming back. See what they try and do here on 3rd and 19.
35-7. Baytown Sterling up on top of Galena Park. Jackets looking to drop now to 0-2 in the early season. Pressure, and he is going to be brought down. A loss will add to the yardage. And now punt team will walk down towards the coach and get him in there.
Number 44, David Murray on the sack, the senior, getting in there. And I'm not sure if you can believe this or not, but that is Sterling's first sack of the evening.
Wow.
Granted, it's because they don't have a lot of pass plays, but
This is true. Not, I was expecting a lot of passing tonight.
I was too.
Based off of what Sterling did last week with the 300 plus yards of passing. Trying to get to the corner. Here comes the flag. Going to be a hold.
Looked like a block in the back at around the 35-yard line. But to your point, yeah, I anticipated a lot of throwing tonight from Sterling and Jackson Favors, but sometimes when you establish the ground game so well early on, it's kind of like, why stop?
You wonder how much the weather did play a role early on. If they You know what? We don't want to throw it in this wet condition. Let's just toss it and see what we got.
Evidently, they got a lot.
Apparently, the numbers are going to be opposite of what they were last week. A lot more rush yards than pass yards. Last week, rush yards for Sterling, 123. Not bad. I'm sure they have that tonight and probably more.
Pretty much all those coming from tandem of Gerald Atkins, Elijah Lewis, and Sean Preston Olarode. I mean, those three really, they took it to him.
Did we call Elro's name in the first half?
I don't think we did, but that we also didn't have a roster.
Was this true? Good point. Never mind.
We'll just say it was very strong.
But we didn't even say number 20 or 34. We said 20. But that was because he was kicking the extra points the whole time.
Woe is the kicker who scores a lot, for he is always busy.
Always.
Or something to that effect.
2 to the left, 2 to the right. Spread formation. Again, quarterback still in is the junior Sawyer Wells. Hand off right up the middle. Brought down at the 40. Rose with the carry in the first down. Moved the chains.
Ella Road entered this game as their leading rusher on the team. He'll add to that figure
But now
this
what I
evening.
want to know is the down box battery operator or solar operated?
I think they charge it.
Plug it into a USB port.
I imagine a USB-C.
All
Same
right.
thing they use for Macs.
I do like it though.
Oh, I love it.
It's
Nice
great.
and bright.
Yeah, I don't even need the binoculars to see it. Spread formation once again. Back offset left side of Wells. Wells quick throw right side. Has a man. Catch made. Gets across to the 45.
This has been 2 strong showings in a row for Sterling.
They're off to a great start.
We mentioned it last week. They beat Goose Creek Memorial 42-20. On pace for a 28-point victory this evening.
They have coming up. Oh, this is going to be a good one. Baytown Lee. So a little battle
of the Bay.
Of the Bay. As they
Hey, who says we can't have that in Texas?
quick throw back inside. No place to go. Not a big district. They're in their district.
I believe it's only
That's
3 teams, yes.
Are you serious? You got Barber. No.
Okay, no, that was wrong.
Yeah, Barbers Hill, part of the Memorial. Beaumont United, used to be Beaumont Central. Galveston Ball, who always dominates that district. Lufkin has moved down into that district. And Westbrook.
Yeah, Lufkin might have a strong claim to the
That's, you
district
talk
head.
about a game to go watch. If you're a football fan, take yourself down to the Lufkin Galveston ball game. That's a tough District 9.
I'd love to be there. Gerald, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Some very good teams in this district, Andrew. Barbers Hill always feels a good team. Port Arthur Memorial can be hot and cold. Sterling, Beaumont United, Galveston Ball, as I said, Lufkin always, Westbrook always. Some good football to be played in District 9.
Yeah, well,
Where have
Baytown
I heard
has
District 9 before? Oh, that's right.
the Hunger Games.
The Hunger Games.
He just
Throw out the 3.
yeah, viewers. I don't know if you heard that. He put up the Katniss Everdeen salute. We're reaching.
She's my hero.
Yeah, we're reaching the point in the broadcast where we're doing media references with 31 seconds left in the ball game.
Oh, it is only 31 seconds. Odds be in your favor.
Odds were in Sterling's favor this
Pretty
evening.
much.
A lot to like if you're the Rangers. I mean, I don't know. You mentioned those teams. Baytown Sterling has a stronger claim to that conference as anyone else, I'd say, based off these 2
Based
strong
off
wins.
the strong showing to begin the season, you would not be wrong, my friend.
Well, and I think it's worth mentioning that they've won both ways. We mentioned that they've been running the ball really well this evening.
Running.
They threw it really well last week against Goose Creek Memorial, and This is a team that could beat you in a lot of ways.
They have a good, strong defense, and they have some athletes on the offensive end. And really, I think Coach has done a great job, Coach Toomers, of, it's hard to replace a quarterback that has not graduated.
Jackson Lobsters,
and telling him, hey, you're going to be our receiver guy. Because everybody wants to be the quarterback.
That's also as much as the offensive coordinator, John Lanius, for helping transition John Smith into an effective wide receiver role and helping Favors get acclimated to this offense. It's
if
been
you go to the next level, Favors probably definitely would be more of a receiver than he would be a quarterback.
Hey, man, talent plays anywhere.
Talent travels.
Absolutely.
As they say. 25 seconds to go. We hope everyone has enjoyed tonight's broadcast.
Any more puns you want to get off before we wrap it up here?
I am not thinking of anything at the moment.
Under hitters, eat your hearts out.
Our player of the game. I was supposed to get something in the email, but that never came. But our LSN player of the game, I would say number 5 for Galena Park, Kerry Clay. And on the other side of the coin, let's give it to your choice.
I wish I could give it to 3 guys. I loved everybody in the backfield for Baytown, but I think I do have to ultimately give it to Gerald Atkins. Fed him early, had a great game, really got off to a strong start.
Fed him early. They were on the Atkins diet.
Oh, I didn't even realize that. You see, you're infecting me.
It carries. And we are done here at Galena Park. The final score holding in favor of Baytown Sterling. Again, next week, Baytown Sterling will return to action right here as they will take on Madison. Once again, this has been the Coach Randy Wiley, along with our broadcast partner, Andrew Carter. It's been a great night. Andrew, appreciate you coming up.
Thanks for having me.
Safe travels, everybody. And have a great weekend of NFL football and college football if that's your thing.
It's back.
Good night.